Cash Cow back with another video, guys. Before I start, y'all, man, just going through the emotion and the roller coaster. Game 6 to Game 7. Boston couldn't bring it home. Oh man, it's gonna be a long off season. That was rough, man. Game 6 had me on such a high, and Game 7 they just Lord. Anyway, guys, today we gonna talk about AVP. Anybody who knows what those three initials mean, Alien versus Predator, right? So we know that we got speculation that, well, it hasn't been speculation, it's been confirmed, just hasn't had a release date yet, that they're actually going to make a 10-episode anime series on Disney Plus. I can't wait. I like the first Alien versus Predator. After that, it kind of started getting a little weird. It had some good parts here and there, but nothing really to write home about. But with that being said, guys, let's dive into the comics, y'all. Get to the comics. First one we got Dark Horse Presents number 35, right? This is an early Predator appearance and a solo story. I feel like this is going to be very important when it comes to, you're going to be seeing more of the Predator. You're going to be seeing more of aliens, xenomorphs, all that stuff. This is one of the early stories of Predator. Like, it starts off pretty early. Like, hey, so, like, right after this, you got 36, which is the one everybody seems to be going after right now, which is, Predator, and he fighting off alien behind him. Classic cover. Starting to really gain some traction. But this one's really being slept on. A lot of people aren't focused on this one yet. But they should be. Because it's a Predator solo story and it's an early Predator appearance. So why not focus on it, right? Guys, I've seen people get that for under $15. I can easily swipe up one or two of those. No problem. Just something to think about, alright? Next, we got Dark Horse Presents number 24. Now, this one has been picking up some steam. I've seen this one starting to move on eBay and other sites now. I'm starting to see this one do some numbers. This is actually an origin of the aliens and xenomorphs. Now, it's not the first appearance or nothing. The only thing that's special about it is that it's an origin. But it's an early origin story of the aliens and the xenomorphs. That could be worth something later on. What I say, if you can't get the first appearance or the second appearance, those origin stories tend to hold some value, and we're starting to see this move up lately. Once they got that confirmed that that's what they were going to do and the direction they were going to head in, I'm starting to see these creeping to the $20 mark. When you're looking at the thing, you're still seeing Dark Horse Presents, so you're seeing that they kind of sticking to the story. Pay attention to that, guys. So a lot of those Dark Horse Presents, those 1980 Copper Age, they starting to come to life. Next, we got Dark Horse Presents number 36. This is right after 35, so this is right after the early Predator appearance and solo story. This is right after this. So right after he has a solo story, then that's when they hit you with this. This is the first battle of Alien versus Predators, but they also have a Dave Dorman cover variant, which happens to be this. Now, if you guys can get that, snag that up. That's the cover variant. That's not the top 5 that I was showing you today, but if you like this cover better than that cover, why not? Also, this comic's starting to sell kind of in the same realm as this one. So, I actually like this one. They put a little bit more graphic and detail into it Hopefully you guys can see that. Compared to that one, a little bit more graphic, a little bit more color to it. I think it pops out. Definitely a nice one. That's a wild card, guys. All right. So that's the Dave Dorman cover. This is just the regular cover. All right. That one's definitely, that was the first one that took off once it was confirmed that that's what the direction they were heading in. All right. Next, number 4. We got Predator #1. First print. This is the first appearance of the Predator. Also, it is also Marvel acquired the rights in 2020 to write story. They acquired the rights from Dark Horse to write stories about the Predator and aliens and xenomorphs in 2020. So they can keep going on with this now. Like it's no secret anymore. They can just have fun with it. And I think that's what they're doing. So I think once they were able to acquire the rights from it, that's when they was like, hey, let's develop an anime series for it. I mean, we've seen it on the big screen. We've seen Aliens by itself, which is classic. We've seen Predators by itself, which is classics. You can't really go wrong at this point. Also, the difference, guys, with the first print and the second print. The covers are identical, right? You don't know if it's a first print or a second print until you open the comic book up and you see the back of the front cover. It will have in parentheses if it's a first print or a second print. You can't tell just by looking at the cover. That's not gonna work. The covers are identical. They're the same. You have to look in the book to find out if there's a first print or a second print. Alright? Now, last one. We got Aliens #1. Ta-da! This is the first appearance of aliens, the xenomorphs. And they have 5 prints of this comic. Now, this is the same. This goes the same as this does. You don't know if it's a first print or a second print until you open up the cover. You have to open up the cover to see. If you can't, you won't know. Now, like the 5th print, it has like different colors. Like the soldiers are different colors, and the words I think are green. But like I think the first 3 prints, maybe 4 prints, are kind of identical in the covers. They might be slightly different, but I know the first 3 are pretty much identical. You don't know until you also do, like I said with this one, you have to look in the book, and it's going to be on the back of the front cover, and they'll have it in parentheses. And this one will say May 1988. This one should say, is it June? June 1989 should be this one. And that should be May 1988. If you have that as that, then you have a first print. The first prints are the ones, these are your bookends. Like, out of all this AVP stuff, those are the 2 books that, if you had a choice, your funds was limited, and that's what you wanted to get, I will put all of it on those 2 comics. Both of them are Dark Horse. I'm glad to see some independent comics getting a run, getting a shine. Long time overdue. They deserve it. But guys, let me know what you guys think about this AVP animated series. Are you guys is this gonna be something you're gonna be looking forward to? Are you really not gonna care? Like, we don't hear anybody really talking about Moon Girl and Devil Dinosaur anymore. Maybe because it was an anime series. I don't know. Don't quote me on that. People kind of tend to fall back on animated series. But we have to see how this new Spider-Verse is. I think that might tip the needle as far as a few little things. We'll see how that goes. I know that's supposed to be coming out this week, and I'm going to see that. My cousin wants to go see it, so I'm like, okay, we'll go see it together. But enough with that, guys. This concludes Oh, by the way, an honorable mention. If you guys are trying to get comic books that really focus on the AVP storyline, you will want to get uh, Dark Horse Presents number 146. That's an honorable mention. I don't have that one yet, but I am focused on that one. That's also an Alien versus Predator story as well. It's a single story. That one's kind of got a little time, but that one's so far off from all the other ones. These were like in the early 30s, so it had some space between then. That one's the honorable mention. I don't have that one, but just throwing that out there if you guys are interested in that. But with that being said, guys, I hope you guys comment. Let me know what you guys think about this Alien versus Predator. I'm really interested in it. And I like anime, so I'll give it a shot and watch it. I like the movies. I can get it behind the movies. If they make the anime better than they made the movies, I think it's gonna definitely see some uptick in these comics. But with that being said, these are the two. If you can't get your hands on nothing else, get your hands on these two bad boys right here. Alright? With that being said, cash cow out, baby. Y'all be safe. Have fun with this hobby. Hopefully you guys had a good Memorial Day. Enjoyed some good food. Spent some time with the family. Probably did some comic book collecting and hunting. You know how it goes. But just enjoy this, guys. Like I said, just enjoy it. Alright? It's Cash Cow with another video. This concludes my 5 comics that I want to show you that's worth investing in AVP. And we'll see where it goes from there. I'm out.